Alright guys, diecastmania here with another video, and today we're going to be doing a model review of the Liebherr 1/50th scale PR734XL bulldozer made by Brami. Now this model, I believe it would have been produced sometime in the last 10 years or so, as Brami is no longer in business. They've been gone since maybe around 2011 or so, and the current incarnation of the company is BIMO. They regrouped later on. So anyway, this model is discontinued. It's quite a nice model, but before we get into the review, just a brief overview of some specifications. The PR734XL has a Liebherr D926Ti-E diesel engine with 200 horsepower and has a rough operating weight of around 24 tons. And as with most or all of the Liebherr dozers, it has the hydrostatic travel driving control system. But anyway, on with the review. Back of the box has a nice picture of the real machine. Top isn't really much special. No twist ties on this model, just plastic trays that are taped together and snap in place. And on the side here, we can just see the manufacturer's information. Anyway, a lot of you may be more familiar with the LGP version of this model for customization purposes, but it's a nice model. Not super easy to find, but you can still get your hands on these if you look hard enough. But we're going to start off with the functionality, which is quite nice on this model. The tracks roll very nicely if you apply a little bit of pressure, and each track has a tensioned idler, which spring is quite hard to compress, but it is there. The blade raises quite high, like that, and lowers to about there. Unfortunately, it doesn't go any further because there is a limiter nub right here and right here, but I believe that can be fixed just with a saw, like jeweler saw or whatever you want. If you really wanted to, you could just grind that off. Now the blade doesn't angle or anything because there's the stiff arms. They're not actual hydraulic cylinders. You could kind of achieve a little bit of tilt. I'm not sure if it's intended, but sometimes the cylinders allow it just a negligible amount of tilt. But anyway, the ripper raises nice and high out of the way, and it lowers not super deep, but just deep enough to get the tips of the shanks below grade level. And the cylinders on this model are decently stiff, but still smooth enough to work fairly easily. So anyway, as far as the detail goes, this model has some great casting details and some very crisp paint and decal application. As you can see here on the tiny XL graphic, the warning graphic there, Liebherr printing, the lights. And the paintwork is quite nice. It's not too thick, it's not super thin and has metal spots showing. It's quite good. So anyway, underneath there's not a whole lot of detail. There's a modeled pulling or tie down point, but that's not drilled through. And I forgot to mention the tracks are on a common axle, so they do spin at the same time. And as you can see, plenty of bolt detailing on the bottom of the cutting edge of the blade. Nice vent detailing here. The exhaust is actually plastic, but it is a metallic silver with a inset or indent and black paint in there to add some depth to it. They modeled the wipers on the cab, and inside the cab you can see some of the controls highlighted in red and black. Really quite a nice interior to this model. And even back here you can see the casting details for cabin air and all that sorts of stuff. And right over here I just noticed that there is a Very small grab rail right there. Anyway, this is a very nice model. Just compare it real quick with a Caterpillar model, the D6R. Even though it's labeled as a D7R, it's really a D6R. And I believe, I don't have the 850 on hand right now, the John Deere, but it is just about the same size as the 850 John Deere made by Ertl. And here is it next to the Siku or Norscot Liebherr PR734 LGP, as Norscot and the Siku, besides being different manufacturers, they represent the same machine, so generally should be the same size unless there's a ginormous error in scaling. But anyway, there you go. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.